Our family, our children, our parents are our Achilles heel. And so if somebody calls or contacts you and says either that they are your child or your parent, or that they've been hurt, they've been injured, they need money, as the example you gave, the immediate reaction is, I've got to do something to help them, I've got to help them, and you forget and you don't listen to anything else. You've got to stop. Again, take a deep breath. Ask a couple of questions if that's what you want to do, or if you've just spoken to somebody, then you know it's not the case. But what we did in our family, especially because I traveled a lot, and I would phone home, and for a while it was on a fairly regular basis, and then with situations around the world or the directions we were going in, I wasn't able to call back in that same continuous system and schedule. We created a code word, and Mum and I had this, and if I ever really was in dire straits or there were problems going on, I used the code word, and I can gratefully say I only had to use it once. But it's enough to jolt the person into realizing that, yes, that is who you are. And so many people are out there asking for money now. So many people have ways of contacting, Messenger, Facebook, all their private social media sites, emails even. People just get in there because they've gathered information from other sites. So if you're with family, or if you're ill and you're by yourself, and you have good friends that you know that you can talk to, just say, you know what, I'm going to use my mother's maiden name or something. Choose a name that nobody else would know, and say, listen, if I really need you, if I'm really in trouble, this is what I will say to identify myself. Or you can say, who is this? Because I said, most people will not know what this is all about. Maybe after this gets out there, there'll be a lot more people using code words and that, but the general population don't know and don't understand how to make this work for them. The other thing is, again, because of memory issues from the accident, I developed a system that works for me. When I get a phone call from a number that ultimately either has hung up or I've spoken to and I know is a marketing scam or some other form of scam, I actually create a profile on my phone, and it with a great big title that says, do not answer. So when that phone number has come up again, I just know to ignore it. And of course, they don't leave a message. So that helps me. Now, I happen to have quite a few of those in my phone list, but at least I know I'm safe and I can check, and it shows up immediately that I'm not answering that phone. I'm not putting myself at additional risk, because of it. So that's something. There are also people who phone are very, very good at making you doubt yourself, making you think that another example is you owe money on this, and if you don't, you'll go to jail. Your credit card is in arrears and things like that. Make sure you know your own life history. Make sure you know your credit cards. Make sure you know what's going on in your life. Know your payment system and schedule to the banks. Know what your last few purchases have been online or on your credit card, that sort of thing. One of the security questions I know from banking is they will ask you and say, what have you recently spent money on? Now, if it's not you, nobody else would know that. So, but you've got to be aware of these sort of things. We can't just be Johnny Head in Air and just, flit from flower to flower anymore. Yes, it was beautiful in the day, but things have changed. And so to take responsibility for ourselves, which was something we've been saying for a long, long time with regards to the OnPassive businesses, but it applies in all of our lives as well. Take responsibility, be responsibility for self, and then help others be responsible too. Take your passwords and information offline, have a hard copy, and write them out, type them out. Don't copy and paste. Copy and paste gives another slide into other potentials that people know how to go about and get around. So we have to learn to protect ourselves, and we have to learn to remember, it's like the oxygen scenario on a plane. The oxygen drops, you put it on first, and then you help others. Do for yourself first with OnPassive and with your protection, with your safety, and then help others. It's not a selfish stand. It's not something that's terrible. We need to do that now. And it's sad that this is the way the world has turned and this is what's happening. But it's also something to be aware and to be thankful that we have this awareness now, and that we can protect ourselves and that we can take the necessary steps to do things before the monies from OnPassive start to come to us as well. Because everybody who is part of OnPassive is going to be posting, well, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Many people will be posting the joys of what they're able to do once those monies start flowing to us. So, people are going to see it because people are going to be posting online or talking about it or, all these wonderful things, and why not? But again, just be aware of what the world is like right now. There are a lot of angry people, there are a lot of sick people, there are a lot of very sad people and desperate people. Again, this is a fact informational session. This is not a frightening, to terrorize anybody into thinking, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't step, I can't do. No, information to me has always been power. And that's what I feel these information sessions are all about.